Welcome to Summon Tesla. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. I truly appreciate you clicking on the video. And if it's not, well, that means you're a returning visitor, so thank you very much for coming back. As you guys can tell by the title, today I'm going to be talking a little bit about range and how you can maximize the range that you have. When you go and buy a car, any car, typically they give you an EPA standard, something that says, listen, this is how much we've tested the car to be able to give you, a certain amount of miles or kilometers for. That's standard. Doesn't matter if it's a internal combustion engine or if it's an EV. You hear about this all the time. Well, this is the range. This is the range. This is the range. And then, of course, when you buy the car, I see this constantly. A lot of the wonderful subscribers on this channel have commented on, well, I can't seem to get that range that, is been advertised. Well, I'm here to tell you how you can get more range out of your Tesla. And this is not just me saying it. This is a tried and tested method. I consistently worked at figuring out what is the best. Wow, my car thinks I'm moving up very fast on that car. I consistently tested this method and it's worked out amazingly well. I saw approximately 10% gain by doing certain methods, and these methods have actually resulted in even more than 10% many times. The very first thing I can tell you is when you're buying a Tesla and that Tesla says it's going to give you X amount of miles, I always tell everybody, reduce that by 20%. And if you are comfortable by reducing that by 20%, whatever range is left, if you're comfortable with that range, that's something that you're never going to have any issues with. The variance of 20% is a lot. However, let's say you're buying a Tesla and you're saying, you know what, I want to have a certain amount of range. And as an example, let's say that that Tesla says it's going to have 500 miles of range, 500 kilometers of range, or whatever it may be. Just let's pick a round number, okay? Whatever that range is, if you want to be able to get to that range, you're not going to be able to do it by driving your standard way. And then you'll become one of those people who keeps talking about range. To prevent that, you have to understand how these cars are supposed to be driven. Now, I am talking about Teslas, but this does apply to a lot of other EVs as well. The very first thing you have to understand is this is an electric motor. And there is very little difference between the electric motor and the internal combustion engine as far as how it works. It's you request energy and then energy is given. How you request that energy is basically where a lot of people make some of the biggest mistakes. A really good example of this with Teslas, everybody knows they are very fast right off the line, very quick acceleration, and everybody uses this, especially if you're first at a red light. As soon as it turns green, I have yet to see a Tesla that doesn't take off like as if their life depended on it. But that's a huge mistake. You're draining so much energy out of your battery to be able to do that. So don't do that. Take it easy. Slow down a little bit. Back off a little bit. Drive normal. If the light turns green and you look in the rearview mirror, you cross the intersection when everyone else is just then starting to go, you're asking a lot from your car. And it's not that the car can't deliver it. The energy is there and the power is there. That's not the problem. The problem is when you come back and say, well, how come I'm not getting the range? With almost every single person that I've heard that complain, especially with regards to range, I can tell you every single one of those people are doing the same things. So here's the things that you avoid. Number one, do not push on that pedal very hard. Take it easy. Be gentle with the pedal. The more gentle you are, the better it is. You don't need to take off that fast. There's no reason for it. I call it granny driving. Now, if you ever saw a sweet little grandma or a sweet little grandpa who a lot of people are honking at because they are nice and slow and they take it easy, Well, you should be like that. Drive calm. Be calm behind the wheel. Drive nice and simple. Don't floor it if you want to maximize your range. Number 2, use your regenerative braking. This is very important. Although you're not going to get back a tremendous amount of power when it comes to regen, you are going to get back quite a bit. And the only way you're going to maximize that is by simply using your brakes very, very seldom. Learn how to back off, keep bigger distances between cars, predict the lights, and let the car coast as much as possible. As the car starts to coast, it also brakes. That also puts power back into your car. It's really that simple. And in theory, it works very well. In practice, I find a lot of people have a great deal of problems with this because, well, with the Tesla, you have to do in order to do that, you have to kind of get used to the one pedal driving. And I hear people saying, I'm doing it. I'm definitely doing one pedal driving. I'm going to be entering a tunnel, so this might get dark. I'm definitely doing one pedal driving. I love it. The problem is they're not doing it correctly. You have to figure out that one pedal driving, if you really want to get good at it, be good at it by practicing how you let off, how much you let off, and how soon you let off. I see people where they let off way too soon, where the car comes to a stop way too soon. Oh my gosh, this is getting dark. Luckily, this is a very, very short tunnel. And what happens is when people let off, they come to a stop, the car slows down too much, the reject clicks in and it's too powerful and it slows down too much. Then people get back onto the accelerator and now they're using power. So basically whatever little bit they gain back, they just used it to go up to the traffic. So practice that, kind of get a sense of where is this car going to slow down, at what point, when are you letting off the pedal, and at what point are you going to actually have to touch the brake. Now, to put that in perspective, I rarely touch my brake. In fact, I touch my brake so little that I have a buildup on my brake pads. I literally have to go at least once a month, really pick up the high speed and then slam on the brakes to try and burn off all that crap from my brakes, because the only time I touch my brake is at the last possible second, just to stop that car from rolling at the very end to roll forward, just the last possible second. And if you get good at it, if you practice it and you get very, very good at it, you'll realize you're not using your brakes. The disadvantage to that, by the way, is, I'm sorry that it's a shaky camera right now, these roads suck. The disadvantage to this is, in my opinion, is you end up having squeaky brakes because they got crap on them, they're not being used. So your brakes are going to start, there's a squeaky sound that comes out of it eventually. But the best way to do that, pick up speed, heavy brake. Keep doing that, you're just burning off all the crap from your rotors and your brakes, and that goes away. These two tricks, the biggest ones, are don't accelerate too fast, maintain your speed as much as possible, don't kind of keep fluctuating, maintain speed. If you're doing 50, keep it at 50, maintain a nice smooth flow. Think of it this way, you don't want energy to be doing this constantly, in and out, up and down. You want energy to have the cleanest, smoothest possible flow, and the only way you're going to do that is by you maintaining your speed, maintaining your rhythm as steady as humanly possible. And if you can do that, I promise you, you're going to get your range really up high, really, really up high. And if you are currently not reaching that EPA rating that your Tesla is supposedly supposed to do, use this method and you'll get up there. It's a great method. It works. I've tried it out. My car is doing way more than what my car supposedly was rated for. I have pulled off on my 2017 Model S 100D I can do, if I use these methods, I can do around 650 kilometers on a full charge with about 5% of my battery still left. That is extremely impressive. And by the way, that's from 95%. That's not from 100%. And the key reason is because I like to, the first 5%, if you charge up to 100%, that first 5% basically disappears pretty quick. So I never count that. I always count only from 95%. That's really where I count it from. And more importantly, I try and never really go over 90%. A lot of people ask me where I charge my car, to what level. I charge my car constantly to 90%, but never ever try and let it drop below 20%. That's my method. My battery is very healthy and it works out really well. That's what I have for you guys. I hope you will like the video. I hope it was useful. If it was and you're still watching this, if you made it this far, I truly appreciate you. If you're subscribed already, thank you so much for coming back and watching this video. If you're not subscribed, please consider it. I'm trying to get this channel to grow a little bit. I don't put out too many videos, but I try and put out the videos that are useful. Quality over quantity, as far as people say. I don't know how good the quality is, but at least I try and give you guys information that makes sense or I think is useful to you. I base all of my videos based on questions that you ask or people ask me in general. That being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. Till then, drive safe.